Well, a year of layoff strikes and economic uncertainty caused tension for American workers.
Yeah, in fact, a new study from Career Optimism Index shows more than half of Americans report feeling easily replaceable in their job position. And that same study shows a shift from the Great Resignation to the Great Talent Stagnation. And joining us to continue the conversation on this Tuesday is Dr. John Woods. Doctor, nice to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
So we know that you were the Provost and Chief Academic Officer at the University of Phoenix, and we wanted to start with that phrase that we just mentioned a moments ago, the Great Talent Stagnation. What is that?
Yeah, it's the shift that we see in the data this year. We've done the Career Optimism Index for 4 years now, and the shift that we're seeing come through in these results represents workers, as you said, feeling a little uneasy. 53% reporting that they feel easily replaceable. A huge percentage of them feeling that they don't have prospects for growth and development in their current position, and it's caused some unrest.
So let's talk about some solutions to fixing this. What can both employers and workers do to combat that feeling of stagnation?
Yeah, that's key, that there are responsibilities on both sides. Let's start with the employers. Employers need to offer training and development and upskilling programs. That's important. They also need to have active and ongoing conversations with their employees about their career prospects, their career goals, so that they're really taking an active and a proactive approach to developing their existing talent for those open positions. They could grow their own people as well as look outside to solve the open position challenge they face.
Doctor, I have to imagine that there's been a somewhat of a generational shift when it comes to looking at jobs or employment. And I would imagine that, you know, what's been said that younger generations are a little bit more ambitious in climbing the ladder more quickly. Are you seeing that in some of the research that you have been looking at? Also, what might be included with this study as well?
Yeah, we looked at the data a number of different ways. We look at it by different cities. We look at it by different industries. We look at it by different demographic cuts, such as age. And we do see that younger folks have, at times, a little bit more of a belief in their mobility. We look every year at whether or not people are willing to leave their existing job for a new position. We look at whether or not they're willing to do that even without that next position identified. That is to say, take a leap and leave your job without even having a next one. And younger people are more apt or more prone to do that for sure.
I actually have a follow-up to that. We're talking about this shift from the Great Resignation, but are we still seeing people leaving their current jobs at high rates?
Yeah, we are. 51% of the survey respondents say that they're looking for a new job or will be doing so within the next 6 months. So that's a majority and a real problem when employers are telling us that they're taking on average more than a month to fill a role. And they're having a difficult time finding talent who possess the skills and capabilities they're looking for, and they've got people who are willing to leave. That creates a compounding problem for employers that has a real cost to it. And we've actually quantified the cost per employee per year for each of the employers. If they would only solve for this problem, they'd have $8,000 per worker per year drop to the bottom line.
Wow. I was going to say, what does that mean for the workforce then? That just some of the same issues that we've been seeing since the start of the pandemic are just going to continue? Are they going to get any worse?
Well, workers can really share some of the responsibility for solving these problems. They can take advantage of the training and development opportunities that are available. And many times, in fact, 2/3 of the times, employers report that these are available, but only about 1/3 of the time, employees know about them. So finding out about what's available, taking advantage of what's available in terms of training and development, but maybe even more importantly, establish an active conversation with your employer about your career goals. See if they will assign you a mentor. This is, it's a two-way street and can really help solve some of the talent problems that we see in the workforce.
For sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Woods. Really insightful. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on today.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was very interesting.
It is.
But what I got from that is it's really in your hands.
Right, that's
You
kind
can
of what I took away
change
too.
Your situation, whether you want to stay but you feel like you can't grow, you have the power to change that. If you want to just go, then you can also go and look for some other, employment elsewhere. But there's also a major responsibility on the employer's end.
And it doesn't hurt to ask as an employee. Like if you're feeling, I'm kind of been stuck in this rut, I've been in this job for a while now, is there something else that I can do? Ask your boss. Go into your boss's office and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. Are there any other opportunities that I can grow as an employee and, potentially make more money? Because I think that's kind of what we're all after, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right.
And happiness.
And happiness. And that work-life balance. So many things. All right.